Chapter 6, Mishnah 1. A vineyard has a work area around it, 4 amos wide, where other species may not be planted. Now, vines are grown in one of 2 ways. Either they are left to grow on their own, or they are directed to grow on a structure, such as a wall or the like. The second method is known as training the vine. In previous chapters, the Mishnah discussed vines grown through the first method. This chapter discusses vines grown through the second method, that is, trained vines. As with other vines, trained vines are considered a vineyard when certain requirements are fulfilled. However, these requirements are not the same as those of other vineyards. Regardless, when the requirements for a vineyard of trained vines are fulfilled, such a vineyard, which is known as an eris, has a work area of 4 amos, where other species may not be planted. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. What arrangement of trained vines is considered an eris? If someone plants a row of 5 vines next to a wall that is 10 tefachim high, and trains the vines on the wall, or next to a ditch that is at least 10 tefachim deep and 4 tefachim wide, and trains the vines across the opening of the ditch, either of these arrangements of vines is considered an eris. In either of these cases, we give it 4 amos for its work area, where planting other species is prohibited. The Mishnah discusses how the 4 amma work area of an eris is measured when the vines are planted next to the wall of a field. Beis Shammai say, we measure 4 amos from the base of the vines out to the field. Thus, if, for example, the vines were planted 1 amma east of the wall, and the other wishes to plant a different species to the west of that wall, he must distance those plants 3 amos from the wall. But Beis Hillel say, we measure 4 amos from the wall out to the field. That is, other species may be planted to the west of the wall only if they are distanced at least 4 amos from the wall. The Tanna Kamma's position is based on the tradition linking a row of trained vines with a 4 amma measure. This tradition teaches that a single row of 5 trained vines qualifies as an eris and requires a 4 amma workspace. The Mishnah quotes a different Tana, who holds that the tradition linking a row of trained vines with a 4 amma measure teaches an entirely different law. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri said, all who say like this, i.e., that the tradition teaches that a single row of 5 trained vines qualifies as an eris, are mistaken, for a single row of trained vines does not qualify as an eris. Rather, the tradition teaches that if there are 4 amos from the base of the vines to the wall upon which they are trained, we give each vine its work area, that is, the work area of a single vine as defined below, where it is prohibited to plant other species, and the grower may plant other species in the rest of the area between the vines and the wall. The Mishnah defines the work area of a single vine. How much is the work area of a single vine? 6 tefachim in every direction. Rabbi Akiva says 3 tefachim in every direction.